Hello friends, I'm Aishwarya Chartered and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first skincare vlog and today I'll speak about sunscreen, the much talked about topic, and why is it essential to add sunscreen creams and lotions in a daily skincare routine. Well, being sunsafe is undoubtedly the best skincare recommendation to avoid skin concerns. Apart from preventing excessive tanning, sunburns, worsening of hyperpigmentation, and signs of photoaging or premature aging. Sunscreen lowers the risk of DNA damage and much dreaded skin cancers. How? Let's dive deeper. Is sunscreen indeed so important? Or is it just one of the fads that millennials have blamed for fancy? Then what about vitamin D? Isn't it necessary? What if my moisturizer has an SPF? Do I still need to use the sunscreen? Can't I just simplify my routine by avoiding an additional product? Does sunscreen come before or after any other product? What if my makeup has an SPF? Do I need to reapply the sunscreen throughout the day? What sunscreen should I buy? Which is better? Are mineral sunscreens better? Now, what are these tinted sunscreens? What is the difference between physical and chemical sunscreen? Now, what is this SPF? And what is PA rating? Are these both same or should we bother looking for both? Hmm? Hmm. How much sunscreen do I need to use in a day? Does the sunscreen I choose benefits me? How do I ensure that it does its job? Hmm. God, so many questions. I get it. These are some common concerns of all the women. Let's go in deep and understand this better. So, the radiation from the sun that reaches us comprises of the visible light and the invisible infrared rays accountable for the heat generated and the ultraviolet rays, which are commonly known as UV rays. By the way, did you know there are different types of UV rays? So, these UV rays are categorized in three different types, namely UVA, UVB, and UVC rays. Fortunately, the Earth's atmosphere allows only UVA and UVB rays to reach its surface. 95% of UVA and 5% of UVB to be precise, whereas the UVC rays do not reach the Earth's surface at all. Well, nonetheless, UVA rays as well as the UVB rays are harmful to the skin, eyes, and human immune system. DNA damage predisposing to malignancies, that's squamous cell carcinoma or melanoma, can best be prevented to an extent by using sunscreen. That's right, it is really beneficial to use sunscreen. Currently, there is a dearth of research on reversing the damage that has already occurred. Hence, the significance of regular sun protection cannot be overemphasized. Prospectively formulating sunscreens that help in DNA repair could be an exciting innovation in this field. This explains the unprecedented importance of sunscreen in the skincare routine. Furthermore, its increased awareness is reflected in the ever growing demand. Needless to say, many pharmaceutical companies have channelized their efforts towards providing better formulations in the competitive sun care products market. Now, coming back to UV rays. UVA rays penetrate the epidermis and are dispersed into the dermis, while UVB penetrate the epidermis. Prolonged exposure to UVA rays shrinks the collagen and elastin in our skin, causing the epidermis, that's the top layer of our skin, to sag. This results in accelerated skin aging and wrinkling. These can be penetrated through clouds or the glasses of our windows. Whereas UVB rays stimulate the production of melanin, resulting in freckles and suntan, as well as the redness of our skin and the sunburns. Intensity of UVB rays varies from season to season or by time of the day, also by its altitudes and the environment. Tanning booths primarily use UVA rays, hence, these are to be avoided. At times, UVB rays can prove beneficial as it helps in the production of vitamin D. But as we just said, it depends on the time of the day. So, vitamin D can be consumed in the early morning time, that's right from the sunrise around 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., which is the ideal time. Because post that, the rays start becoming harsh, and once the sun is at its peak, the afternoon scorching sun can prove harmful to you, especially post 12 p.m. till say before the sun sets. But isn't it true that sunlight is essential for the synthesis of vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin as we call it? Definitely, vitamin D helps maintain healthy teeth and bones. It also helps in the production of serotonin that helps us in improving our mood. Not just that, it also regulates melatonin that helps us sleep soundly. So, what's good about the sun is that it is the energy for all life on earth. It provides oxygen and food, and it provides vitamin D. But there are certain things which are not so good about the sun, as we discussed about UV rays, which are really, really harmful. So now there's this common question that pops your mind. Does the application of sunscreen interferes with the consumption of vitamin D? Does it affect in any way? So the answer to this is no. Sunscreens do not really cause vitamin D deficiency or osteoporosis. In fact, it maintains the normal vitamin D levels from your diet and supplements. So don't compromise on protecting your skin by falling for this myth. So now the most crucial question that pops in your mind. What is SPF? And there's one more thing that comes to your mind. What is PA rating? Are these both same or should we bother looking for both? So it's critical to understand that the SPF, which means the sun protection factor, is that which tells you how well you're protected from the UVB rays in comparison to if you don't apply or wear any sunscreen or sunblock at all. So SPF number is really important while buying a sunscreen. While an SPF 30 provides about 97% of protection, an SPF 50 will cover about 98%. So we ideally don't need higher numbers that are bombarded upon us by commercial advertisements. As you can see, SPF number is important, but there is not much difference between SPF 30 and SPF 50. But yes, SPF 30 or more is generally recommended by the dermatologists. So, SPF 30 to SPF 50 is good enough while choosing your sunscreen. SPF numbers range from about SPF 70 to up to SPF 100 as well, but that isn't necessarily required. Now that UVB rays are taken care of, what about the UVA? So that's where the PA rating comes into play. It symbolizes protection against UVA rays. So PA rating is equally important as the SPF number. Hence, look out for a PA rating of about PA triple plus or PA 4 plus for an optimal coverage. So now let's answer your question. That's very commonly asked. What if my moisturizer say that it has an SPF? Do I still need to use sunscreen? Can't I Simplify my routine by avoiding this additional product? Well, today there are tons of moisturizers, powders, and numerous cosmetics that claim to have a certain SPF. Yes, moisturizers do play an important role in your skincare routine. I myself have a very dry skin and I can't afford to compromise on a moisturizer. But you can't compare moisturizer with a sunscreen. These are two different things. And when it comes to sunscreen, SPF does play a major role as we discussed earlier. I'll certainly talk about moisturizer in my next video. Now let's get back to sunscreen. Although moisturizer is important, but a word of caution would be to save yourself from getting fooled by these gimmicky combinations. Cosmetics or other such products might have a certain SPF, but in no way are they substitutes to a good old sunscreen. You may use these products as your adjuvants or an add-ons. So now that we've gained so much information, there are some important points to remember. Apply sunscreen every day, whether it's rainy, gloomy, cloudy, or sunny. Yes, it is needed in all the seasons. Apply it whether it is summer, winter, because you might not see the prominent sunlight, but the rays get to you, which might prove harmful to your skin. Also, apply sunscreen when you're indoors. Yes, you heard it right. We obviously apply while going outdoors, but the sun's rays pass through the glasses of your windows and reaches you even when you stay indoors. So it is mandatory even when you are indoors. Avoid indulging in outdoor sports if possible, and if needed, do take extra care before going outdoors in the scorching sun. So you need not step out in the afternoon, that's between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., especially when the sun is at its peak. Reapplication of sunscreen is required every 3 to 4 hours. I suggest apply at least twice or thrice a day because the amount of sunscreen that you apply is as important as the SPF number. Also, it is wise to avoid sun tanning or tanning beds as you call it, especially to those who have higher risk of skin cancers. Do check this with your doctor. Do check the degree of UV exposure before indulging in outdoor sports. And don't forget your age old shields, your umbrellas, caps, hats, sunglasses. Well, these are important too, along with applying your sunscreen. Wear protective clothing, especially with full sleeves if possible, and choose woven fabrics. Well, wear sunglasses. They not just make you look chic, but they protect you from the sun. They literally do because your under eye skin is more sensitive and delicate than the rest of your facial skin. So it not just makes you look chic, but it really protects you. It's not just a fashion, it's protection against sun. Last but not the least, I'm repeating it again and again, do apply your sunscreen or sunblock. Never ever skip your sunscreen creams or lotion. Please consider it in your daily skincare routine. Remember, the best sunscreen is the one that you apply consistently and reapply it regularly. Well, speaking about brands, I myself use the Photoderm sunscreen by Bioderma, which is recommended to me by my dermatologist. And believe me, it works wonders. But you can opt for other sunscreens, and also, as I said, you can consult your dermatologist and check for sunscreens which are suitable for your skin type, because we all have different skin types. And I, as I said, have a very dry skin, and my dermatologist, along with other medications and applications, suggested me a couple of sunscreens which were best suited for my skin type. And yes, it did help me a lot. Sunscreens do benefit you. I too never took this advice seriously back then, but when I started following my doctor's advice, it really helped me. It helped improve my skin texture. So now, when you go for your holidays, you neither have to be sunshine nor sunburnt. Now that you're convinced of the need to use sunscreen in your daily routine, let's find out what are the different types and the factors to consider while choosing one. Broadly, there are two types of sunscreens: physical and chemical. Chemical sunscreens contains ingredients like oxybenzone, octinoxate, etc., which absorb the UV rays and convert them to heat. They are to be applied at least 15 to 20 minutes before the direct exposure to sun. That's the time they take to start their protective action. Conversely, physical sunscreens or sunblock forms a layer on the skin that reflects the UV rays. These contain titanium oxide or zinc oxide, which acts as an active ingredient that usually makes it thicker in consistency and may leave a white cast on skin. But modern formulations are aesthetically friendly, so you don't need to worry about this. Besides, physical sunscreens are safer for people with extremely sensitive skin and also for pregnant women. One can apply it and head out in sun straight after, unlike its chemical counterparts. Well, a broad spectrum sunscreen that's a combination of both physical and chemical is also readily available in market. I suggest opt for water resistant formulations that protects your skin longer. Another innovation in vogue these days is a tinted sunscreen. The iron dioxide or titanium dioxide, with its tinted pigments, acts as blue light filters, offering you a coverage just like your BB and CC creams. We've often seen patients with acne or other such skin ailments take their targeted skin treatments very seriously, but fall flat when it's time to top it up with daily application of sunscreen. Well, they neglect it when it is actually needed. It's imperative to realize that skin treated for acne or other such skin ailments is sensitive and prone to hyperpigmentation. Unless you protect your skin from further damage, you can't reap the optimal benefits of the treatments taken and expect the best outcome. So, guys, if you genuinely liked my video and thought that it is really helpful to you, then please do like my video and subscribe to my channel for more such informative videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get regular notifications of such videos. Thank you.